we're going to do a song with our 10 fingers. Can you put your fingers out? We're going to start with Thumbkin. We're going to do Where is Thumbkin? Are you ready? Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. What finger comes next? It's Pointer. Where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Now we're gonna do Tall Man. Are you ready? Where is Tall Man? Where is Tall Man? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Now we're gonna do Ring Finger. So let's start with Where is Ring Finger? Where is Ring Finger? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Now it's Pinky. Where is Pinky? Where is Pinky? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Where is Family? Where is Family? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Oh, I'm going to read 2 books, and they both have to do with art or coloring. So the first one I'm going to read is Ish. This is called Ish, and it is by Peter H. Reynolds. Let's start this book. Ish. There's Ish. Raymond loved to draw. Here's Raymond drawing. Do you see him? Anytime, anything, anywhere. Let's see, here he was drawing in his bed, on the easel, and sitting on the toilet. One day, Raymond was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. What is that? He asked. Does he look sad or happy that his brother was laughing at his art? He looks a little sad, doesn't he? Raymond could not even answer. He just crumbled up the drawing and threw it across the room. Leon's laughter haunted Raymond. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. After many months and many crumbled sheets of paper, Raymond put his pencil down. I'm done. He doesn't want to draw anymore. His brother made him sad. Marisol, his sister, was watching him. What do you want? He snapped. I was watching you draw, she said. Raymond sneered. I'm not drawing. Go away. Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumbled sheet of paper. Hey, come back here with that. Raymond raced after Marisol, up the hall and into her room. What is she going to do with that crumbled paper? Wow, look at this. What's on her wall? Do you see that? It's all the crumbled papers that her brother made. He was about to yell, but fell silent when he saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumbled gallery. She took all his pictures that he crumbled up and put them on her wall. She liked his pictures. This one is one of my favorites, Marisol said, pointing. That was supposed to be a vase of flowers, Raymond said, but it doesn't look like one. Well, it looks vase-ish, she explained. Does that look like a vase with flowers? It does. Vase-ish? Raymond looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's wall and began to see them in a whole new way. They do look ish, he said. Oh, his drawings. Raymond felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines, quickly springing out, without worry. His sister made him want to draw again. Raymond once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, sun-ish. Those beautiful pictures he made. Raymond realized he could draw ish feelings too. Peace-ish, silly-ish, excite-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poemish. Ponder, 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 dream yonder, pond, pond, yawn, yawn, gleam, wander. Ramon. There's his poem right down there. One spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. The endish. All right, I have one more book about crayons and coloring and art. This is called Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And then he needed something to walk on. What is he going to draw to walk on? Do you know? Let's see. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost and set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty. Harold thought when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly, he realized what was happening, but by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. Oh, do you think he's lost? Let's find out if he's lost. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. Ooh, what's he gonna make right there? See that? It looks like he's making something. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up, and off he went looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. There's the porcupine and there's the moose eating those pies. Let's see where Harold is going. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side of the hill, he slipped, and there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see his house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his windows. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to go ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. What did he remember? You guys know what he remembered? He remembered where his bedroom window was. When there was a moon, it was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. Maybe you guys can get a crayon, any color you want, and draw some pictures like Harold. Or maybe you can draw and then your mommy can take a turn and anybody else in your family can take turns and see what kind of picture you come up with. Maybe I'll get to see it when we get back to school. Bye. Have a good evening.